It's time for an on-deck interview to help you live well and swim well. Welcome to Champions Mojo. And now your host, Kelly Pallas.
I am doing an on-deck interview at the Nova Aquatic Center at Gayton Road. Nova actually in Richmond has two giant pools, one at Regency, and it's an on-deck after practice interview. I'm here with one of my training partners for Masters, and I'm just going to start with the regular three. Give us your name, your age, we know your team, and your occupation.
My name is Haywood. I'm 26 years old, and I'm a police officer for Chesterfield County.
So that is one of the cool reasons I wanted to talk to you, Sherelle, because you are a police officer. So how did you get into doing that? And tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so originally I went to school for childhood education. I started off wanting to teach in the classroom. Once I got to Chesterfield, I realized I wanted to be outside of the classroom. I saw an opening for Chesterfield County Police, and I was like, you know what? I think that's a way to get out, meet new people, talk to them, and help out. So I went for it a little bit over a year ago, and I graduated the academy this past May, and it has been fun ever since.
So are you loving it? And what is your day-to-day like?
My day-to-day, for right now, I'm on night shift, so I work from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. It is a little bit exhausting, but night shift, you meet a whole different set of people. The kids are inside, unlike what I've been used to in the classroom, so I don't get to interact with kids as much, but it is packed. It is very packed. I work on Hall Street right now, so it's a lot of car accidents, but, I get to still interact with people a lot.
So we just got out of a practice which started at 6 a.m. Do you go to those practices right after you get off a shift, or how does your training schedule fit into doing night shift?
So that's the thing, my training schedule. I am still getting into figuring out the right schedule for me. This past Monday, I did get off of work at 6 o'clock, made it home at 6:10, and came to practice by 6:40. Because we end at 7:30, so I still got a good few minutes in. It was very tiring, but I'm trying to train my mind to be strong just because I have a long history of swimming. I've been swimming since I was 9 years old. So I'm just trying to figure out what works best. But the idea is if I don't swim, I have to go to the gym. That's just what I say.
Yeah, so let's get into that a little bit, your swimming history. So where did you get into swimming, and how did you end up here at Nova Masters?
Well, I'm from Trinidad and Tobago, so I grew up in the Caribbean. The school I went to, we had a activity day, which involved a bunch of activities. I wanted to do gymnastics, but I knew everything they were teaching in that class, so I decided to swim, and I've stuck with swimming ever since. I swam competitively for Trinidad and Tobago. I made my first national team when I was 11 years old, I believe. And then after that, I swam a little bit through high school. And then I took a break. And once I went to college, I realized I wanted to swim. I went to Hunter College. It's in New York. So it's a very fun, exciting school. If you're interested in swimming, definitely check out Hunter College. And once I was done with college, I realized I still wanted to find a way to keep in shape. And I found Masters Swimming, I found Nova, and then I found Mark, who was an exciting coach, and I just never left.
Yeah, Mark Cutts is who you're referring to, which we've interviewed Mark Cutts, one of the best interviews I've done. He is just amazing. In fact, today we did 9 100s off the blocks, 3 sets of 3 with the rest in between, but not in. It was tough. So Mark is my favorite saying of Mark's is, "Are you gonna be a chump or a champ today?" So he's funny. So, okay, what is your best and favorite event? Maybe they're not the same.
My best event would probably be 100 fly, although I hate 100 fly very deeply. My favorite event would have to be anything breaststroke, 50 breaststroke, 100 breaststroke, 200 breaststroke. I just love breaststroke. With fly, I am good at it, but the pain sometimes is just not worth it. I will say that.
Yeah, I can't even relate because I don't do fly. All right, so we've learned a little bit about your training regimen and especially the new adjustment with your new job. And what would be one of your favorite sets that you like to do when you're kind of getting in shape to do something special?
I don't particularly have a favorite set. I just like anything that's under 200. With Mark, you never know. Some days I show, like today, we did those hundreds. I was very happy with that. I will push myself to 150, but I am a sprinter at heart. If I could just do 25s, I will.
Yeah, yeah. So, what would be your favorite Olympian?
Okay, this is a tough one. I well, I feel like the answer to go with would be Michael Phelps. Just because
Yeah.
he's amazing. Yeah. But we have our heroes that we look up to in Trinidad, George Bevel being one of them. So it would be interesting to just sit and talk to him as I'm older now, because he's a hero. I have met him a couple times already. So
That's really cool. So, did you swim at the Olympics for Trinidad and Tobago?
no, I did not. No.
You were on the national team. What was your biggest, what was your favorite accomplishment that you ever had in swimming?
In swimming, I think I'll have to say swimming in college was one of my biggest accomplishments, just because in the Caribbean, swimming is kind of an individual sport in general, but swimming for college, you become a team because you want to win championships as a team. So that was very new, and it made me become a team person. Like, I would find my teammates and talk to them before races, and I would be like, this is what you need to do. We have to win. So I definitely enjoyed the person it made me become, and I cherish that a lot.
That's beautiful. So, I love personally to hear if you have any comeback stories. Like, has there ever been a time where you had to make a comeback?
Well, I would have to say during the police academy last year, I twisted my ankle, and injuries, once you get injured, you get recycled. But while I was there, the academy is 9 months. I already told myself I would not be doing that again. It was very exhausting. So I twisted my ankle. I had a boot on for like a month, but because I was swimming and I was in shape, I was able to like push through, even though I was still in pain. I would just suck it up, and I was able to do all the workouts. I mean, it's not best because I still feel pain from that now, but I think it was definitely worth it. I wouldn't change it for a thing.
Yeah, I always say that, the better shape we're in going into an injury or an illness, the better you can recover. I think that's like key. So that's great that you were able to do that. Is there anything that I haven't asked you that you would like to share with the Masters swimming community?
No, I would just like everyone to come check out Nova. It's so fun. We have a lot of fun, especially Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. It's always something new, something exciting, and you get to push yourself. So definitely check Nova out.
Yeah, I think it is. It's definitely it's fun and it's painful, I would say. But
Yeah, but you have too much fun to remember the pain.
yeah, yeah. Well, I did want to ask you, have you had any cool takedowns or anything where you've had to use your physical strength? Because when I see you in the water, you're strong, you're very fit. That was something that I wanted to ask you. Like, have you ever had to like flex?
I have the closest I've gotten. I had to take someone out of a car who fell asleep and they were driving off. But once I grabbed hold of them, they relaxed. So definitely not a takedown, but I did have to pull their door open and yell a bit and then calm down the situation. But that was it.
Okay. Well, I'm sure you're prepared to do all of it, but I mean, you're brand new. I just didn't know if in the first 6 months, if you get anything fun like that. All right. Well, thank you so much for spending this time with me and good luck in your new career. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you practice on Friday.
Yes, of course.
Thank you for listening to the Champions Mojo podcast. Would you consider leaving us a 5-star review on Apple? That's like getting a best time for us. Kelly and our team would be so grateful. See you next week for another boost of mojo.